Hello, my name is Bob the Drag Queen, and I wrote a book called Harriet Tubman Live in Concert. This is my debut novel. It is a book about Harriet Tubman coming back to life and writing a hip hop album to continue her work as an abolitionist. And she enlists the help of an award winning producer who has kind of left the business, but she knows that he has something special to offer. So they're joining forces. It's a bit historical fiction. I find it quite hilarious, quite touching, warm, moving. I have a lot of reverence for Harriet Tubman. And I'm excited for you all to get a chance to read my book. Listen, if you want a signed copy of my book, go to bobsignedbook.com. That is bobsignedbook.com to get a signed copy of my book, Harriet Tubman Live in Concert. So let me ask some questions for you all. What made you want to write a novel? What age group or demographics? So, the truth is, I got a book deal and I was writing it as a play first. And I thought to myself, it actually could make for a pretty good book. And I was offered to write a memoir, but I thought to myself, I wouldn't read my own memoir, so I wouldn't want to write it. I wouldn't want to write something I wouldn't want to read. You know what I mean? So then I turned the idea that I had for the play into a book, and I'm really happy that I did. And I would say this book is really geared toward Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X. Now, I'm sure there's some boomers out there who want to read it too, and you're more than welcome to join and read. But it's really for anyone who has a desire for whimsical history, fiction, a little bit of a humorous edge to it. But again, it's not like an SNL sketch. This is it's more serious than that, you know? What I want people to take away from this book, I always say you got to take away what you need from it, right? The book is really about freedom and what freedom means to you. This is not a trauma porn piece. This is not like there's not like lashings and beatings and stuff like that. It's set in current time. So there's no lashings, no beatings. This is not a trauma piece at all. So I know what I took from it, which is about the conversation about what it means to feel free, what it means to actually be free. That's what it means to me. My favorite part of the writing process was coming up with the music for the book. I really enjoyed that a lot. I also had a lot of fun, especially when I first started writing. Like actually getting it down on paper was really fun. The hardest part was also the writing. Y'all, it took me 4 years to finish this book. 4 years, which is wild. The book's not that long. The book is like 230 something pages. That's too much for that's too long. That's like not even a page a day. That's not even a page every 3 days. It's not a page every 4 days. But I am very happy with the finished product, and I'm glad I took as long as I did. There's something in the book that will likely surprise readers. I think that a lot of people who read it already told me they were surprised by how reverent the book was. I think they thought it'd be like a whole thing, like a big joke or a big sketch or something. And they were shocked by how moving the book actually was. And I know that when I read the audiobook, I cried. Like the last page of my audiobook might be completely unintelligible because I was crying so hard while reading the book, but also because I had finally finished the book. If you include the audiobook, it was like a 5-year journey to finishing this book. Who or what inspired this book? This book was inspired by Harriet Tubman, obviously. Also, my mother. The book is dedicated to my mother, in loving memory to my sweet, sweet mom, Miss Martha Caldwell. And I have that in the book as well, which means a lot to me. In loving memory of Martha Caldwell. You guys can't read it, but just trust me, it's there. And a lot of this, yeah, obviously Harriet Tubman was my inspiration for the book. I think that's clear, and my love for hip hop as well. The main character is loosely based on me. He's a much more meek, mild, kinder version of me. Maybe the version of me that the world probably needs instead of this, like, this bombastic version that I actually grew into today. And a lot of the other characters were inspired by maybe, first of all, one of the big inspirations for the book too was actually The Good Lord Bird, which was one of my favorite books. I remember reading The Good Lord Bird and being like, wow, I just love it. It's another historical fiction piece about John Brown, another abolitionist. Um, and they're inspired by people in my life, people around me, characters I see from TV and film, archetypes that I thought would help serve the story. What's been a highlight or pinch me moment in your career? I think that a big highlight for me was winning RuPaul's Drag Race. This is the actual dress that I won RuPaul's Drag Race in, right here behind me. I think another big pinch me moment was maybe touring with Madonna, performing on stage at Madison Square Garden and Barclays Arena, the O2 Arena in London. Meeting Whoopi Goldberg was another big pinch me moment for me as well. Whoopi Goldberg in a movie Sister Act 2 said, if you wake up in the morning, all you can think about is being a writer, then you're a writer. Um, the best thing I say, I'm not a perfectionist. My greatest gift is that I'm not a perfectionist. I'm a doer. I love more than anything to just start doing. If I don't get it right this time, I'll get a little better next time, and a little better next time, and a little better next time. It may never be perfect, but I know that it's something I can be proud of because I actually put my heart and the soul and my energy into telling my jokes, into acting, into writing. You know, I went to school for acting. I started writing stand up comedy when I was maybe 19 years old. I've been doing stand up now for, if you include when I started writing it, 20 years. When I first performed it, about 16 years. Can you share a favorite memory from your time on RuPaul's Drag Race? Um, One of my favorite memories on Drag Race was on the Little Women LA episode. Actually, that might have been a different episode, but I remember what she was wearing. It might have been Little Women LA episode, but I remember what she was wearing. I'll never forget what she was wearing. And RuPaul famously takes her shoes off when she's behind the judges table. Why would you sit there in heels, right? But this one time, I guess she had a photo shoot or something. So we went on a lunch break where we were all standing on stage. And then I remember they called lunch and we were like getting ready to walk back. And RuPaul goes, "Wait 1 second. I want you to know I still got it." So RuPaul starts strutting, like full runway walking for us in front of the stage, wearing this blue sequin peplum catsuit with this blonde mohawk wig. I will never forget that. Where was you born? I was born in Columbus, Georgia. My first job was a dance choreographer for the YMCA. What's one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times? I don't keep anything in my fridge. My fridge is practically empty. Um, but I would like to have ranch in there more often, but I never have ranch in my fridge. I have a lot of pet peeves. My God, I have so many pet peeves. I really hate when people laugh while they're talking, but no one's telling any jokes. Like nervous laughter. I don't know why it bothers me, but I really can't stand nervous laughter. When people are like, like, what are you laughing about? My favorite hobby. I love playing video games. I love I'm now a big fan of game nights at friends' houses. I love to go to a game night. What's your guilty pleasure TV show? I never feel guilty about watching TV. Ever, ever, ever. I watch it and I don't feel bad about it and I love it. I love it. There's a great show called Last One Laughing. Trust me, thank me later. Go watch it. Thank me later. What is your guilty pleasure junk food? I love Dave's Hot Chicken. I love honey buns from Little Debbie. I love a thin crust pepperoni extra sauce pizza from Domino's. I don't have a pet, but my first pet's name was Grizzly. That's the only pet I've ever had in my whole life. Grizzly. Shout out to Grizzly. R.I.P. Grizzly. What's your favorite song? Oh my God, I don't have a favorite song, but right now I can't stop listening to Queen of the Underground from Bob the Drag Queen, which is available on the audiobook as well. That's what I really love right now for sure. Favorite children's book from childhood. I love Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. It's a book of poetry by Shel Silverstein, and I truly love that book. Where's the most exciting place your job has taken you? The truth is, I don't like traveling. I actually hate traveling. I want to. The most exciting place I've ever been is a job that's taking me as home. When I get to go home, I am happy as the pig and shit. I am so happy to go home. That being said, performing at the Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro for 1.6 million people was definitely a highlight. Where do you want to go that you've never been? I want to go home. I think I'm supposed to say like I don't know, but I love the idea of being home. I don't think y'all know how much I love being home. It really speaks to me a lot. That being said, I've never been to any of the countries in Africa ever before. I would love to visit the west coast of Africa, but not for work. I don't want to go for work. I just want to go. You know, my favorite color is black. I love the color black. I think it looks good on everything, on everyone, in every scenario. I love the color black. Would you rather have a year-long winter or a year-long summer? If I could banish winter without it affecting global warming, I would do it. I do not like winter. I do not like it. I do not like the cold. I would rather it be over 90 degrees than under 60 degrees. If someone said it can either be 100 degrees or 20 degrees, I would literally choose the 100-degree place. And I am that serious about it. Listen, if you want a signed copy of my book, go to bobsignedbook.com. That is bobsignedbook.com to get a signed copy of my book, Harriet Tubman Live in Concert. And you can use the code BOB15 for 15% off your purchase at bobsignedbook.com. Bobsignedbook, one book.com. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really enjoyed getting a chance to talk about my book. I'm so proud of it. I cannot wait for you to read it. I know you're going to love it. I know you're going to love this book. And I can't wait for you to prove me right.